coffee. I was going to do my mug collection, but I need help to get my mugs, so I'm going to have to do that at a different time. Because there's no one to help me reach my mugs. Well, some of my mugs. Actually, most of my mugs. Anyway. So that'll be coming. But hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am Molly and I do book content here on YouTube. I'm a Christian, so I try to read Christian fiction. The balance isn't quite there. I do read a lot of non-Christian books, so if you're not Christian, you might still find something you like, or that you've read as well as me. So I do read non-Christian stuff as well, but I'm trying to read more Christian stuff. And today I'm coming with you with a long-awaited haul. It's mostly books. In fact, it's all books, except some of them are colouring books. So I'm really excited to show those. Yeah. I was trying not to buy too many books, and that did not work. Now, to be fair, about half of them are like from charity shops, so they're all second-hand. And then others are full price or cheaper, but still new, basically. Because I did buy a couple of books that were on offer, so I will get to those at some point. I'm not sure what order to go in. I might just go with what I have next to me, because I have a bag here and another bag behind me. So I'll probably start with those. So this does say co-op, but it's not from the co-op. I've got these books, all but that one and that one. So all but two of the books in this bag are all from the same charity shop. And that is a book charity shop in a place near me. Well, kind of near me. You may have seen the odd one of these books. I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to officially haul them today. So, I'm not going in any particular order with any of these books. Except maybe I'm going to try and do it chronologically as to when I bought them. Might not work that way, but it doesn't really matter. So, it's all good. So, the first book in my bag is The Historian by Elizabeth Kostova. I have already read this. I read this on ebook in January, and it was a buddy read with Anne from In Search of Wonder. And I really, really like this book. And when I was getting near the end, I was like, I would like a physical version of this book. And then literally like a week later, I find this in the charity shop, and it's in like really good condition. It's not particularly yellowy, not really, and the actual cover is really good quality. Well, not good quality. It's not, you know, damaged or anything. Not that I always necessarily expect perfect books. But yeah, I got it for £1.99, £2. So I'm very happy with that. Yay! The next book I got from the same charity shop is The Scarlet Thread by Francine Rivers. I never see Christian fiction in person, pretty much. So when I saw this, I knew I had to get it. I think this is also on Oceana's read-along list, I think. I can't remember. But either way, I want to read this book anyway. And spoiler, I haven't been reading any of the books on Oceana's list. I've just not had the chance, because all the Francine Rivers books are big. So, yeah. But I want to try and get into that, read along if I can. But this is The Scarlet Thread. I don't know too much about this. I think it's 2 timelines, I think. Yeah, I don't know. It says for one of the timelines it's a modern one, but I don't know how modern, because I don't know when it's set / when this was published. Right, it says 1996 here, so yeah, pretty modern. I don't know when the past timeline is, it doesn't say, but it does say it's a young pioneer on the Oregon Trail, so probably 1800s, but I don't know when. Okay, the next ones I'm going to show together because they go together, and that is the first 2 books in the Winnie the Pooh series by A.A. Milne. I've got the first one, Winnie the Pooh, and the second one, The House on Pooh Corner. Sorry, at Pooh Corner. It was only these two that I found. I have since realised through, I think it's Sarah Collar, I think she was saying that she's got the whole series, and there's actually 4 books. So I know that for the next time. If I enjoy these enough, then I'll see if I can get the other 2. Okay, and then the last one that was from the same charity shop is an Agatha Christie, and that is the first Marple book, and which is The Murder at the Vicarage. So obviously I had to pick that up. I've not read any Miss Marple yet, so I will be interested to try it. And at the front it actually has a complete list of all of Agatha Christie's books, which is great. Because I would like to read all her books. I don't know how long that'll take, but I would like to. Okay, the last 2 books are in this bag, but these were from a different charity shop, and that's a charity shop called Mind. It's like a mental health charity, and the first one intrigued me by the title, and then when I looked, it's actually Christian, and that is Marriages Are Made in Heaven by Steve Donald. I don't know who he is. I don't know if this book's good. If any of you watching know of him or have read this book, let me know what you think. But apparently it is, and I can't brain. It's a Christian book, because at the bottom here it says that Steve Donald has spent 32 years in pastoral ministry in urban parishes in the northwest of England and South Yorkshire. So that's a good sign. I haven't started this yet. I don't know if it's good, but it's interesting. I know I'm not married, but it sounds like from the blurb, it sounds like I think anyone can read it. You don't have to be married. I think a single person can read this as well, but I could be wrong. I don't know. And then the last book from this, that was from Mind, is Little House. It's the first book in Little House on the Prairie series, and that's the Little House in the Big Woods by Laura Ingalls Wilder. I did make a mistake with this one. I thought this was book 2, but it's fine. I like the cover, and I did enjoy the first book. I have read that, so I will I don't know what words, but yeah, I'm not too fussed. Right, BRB. Okay, right, let's have this coffee. My usual sugar-free caramel. My lovely springy mug. I love that one. Okay, so I've done this bag of books. So let's go on to the next bag of books. Now these are all from the same place. Yes, they are. Yeah. So, I'm not going in any particular order. Oh, except... which ones were there? Okay. So, there were... in this particular charity shop, they have a table full of books where you can pick what you want and then just donate what you think, money-wise, you want to spend. So I picked up 3 books from that particular table, and then picked up 2 normal charity shop priced books. So I'm going to start with the ones I got for free. Well, not for free. I think I gave a £5 for them, I think. Anyway, there's a sticker covering some of this, but I remember this from when I was a kid. And that is Clarice, what's her name? Lauren Child and Clarice Bean. I think maybe one of them might be the art illustrator, and this book is Spells Trouble. This is a book on like the Charlie and Lola series or type of thing, and this is basically, although saying that, I don't think this is actually Charlie and Lola. Oh, Clarice Bean is the character. Ignore me. Right, Clarice Bean Spells Trouble is the actual title. So, yeah, I remember this when I was a kid. I remember reading it. And funnily enough, Lindsay from BFCG, I was watching a video of hers pretty much when it first came out, and it was when she went to England during like the Christmas holiday season, or certainly near to that, and she was talking about this series, a different book, but it was this series and author, and I was like, oh yeah, I used to read this one book, and that was this book. And literally the day after, I went to a charity shop and I saw this book, and I was like, well, now I have to get it. So yeah, now I have this. I don't know if you would count it as middle grade. It's certainly children's anyway, but it's in good condition pretty much, I would say. And the hardback has a cover as well, which I always love it when they do that, or at least if it's a pretty cover, but no. But yeah, I assume this is about a spelling bee, I think, if I remember rightly. But yeah, I used to really like this book in particular. Never read any of the others, but as a kid most of my books came from the library, so that's probably why. But yeah, this is the first book I got. And then the next book I got for even cheaper was Emma by Jane Austen. You'll have seen this previously when I was talking about authors / books I want to read, and that also have film adaptations. So I picked up Emma. It's a nice cover too. Not the best covers, but I don't mind as much when I'm getting it really cheap. And then the next one you'll have also seen in that same video, and that is Elizabeth Gaskell's North and South. And again, not fussed about the cover, but it's a classic for Penguins Classics collection, so it's good. And they're all decent quality, at least to me anyway. Now the next two are the ones I did pay, obviously not full price because it's a charity shop, but I did pay the charity shop prices for them. So the first one is an uncertain one, which is why I bought it at the charity shop, because yeah, I'm not sure about it, but I want to try it and see about basically sexual content, and that is Twisted Love by Anna Huang, I think is how you pronounce her last name. This is a very popular secular series. I'm sure a lot of you will have at least heard of it. I don't know what I'll think. I might end up DNFing it when I start it, but I like to make my own, not make my own opinions, but I like to do my own sort of research, quote unquote, when it comes to things that I consider spicy, because I want to kind of, if it's something that intrigues me, or I would like normally, then I like to try it and then see what happens. It didn't work out well with the last book I did that with, which was the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I did end up DNFing that one, but thankfully, like with this one, I also got that second hand, so I'm not as fussed. It's when you pay full price, isn't it, when you're just more disappointed. So yeah, not too sure about that one, but yeah. But it was £2, so I was like, alright, let's give it a try, because it is book one. And then this one I would definitely read. This was a little bit more expensive at £3, but not massively. And that is 24 Hours in Ancient Rome, a day in the life of the people who lived there. And there's no author on the front. Where's the author? The author is there. He's called Philip Matisak. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he's probably Polish or Swedish or something. But yes, it sounded interesting. As you guys know, I do love my historical non-fictions. It also has images, so there's one there as well, and it just goes through 24 hours, and you get different perspectives. So you do get perspectives from like priestesses and prostitutes, but also senators, slaves, a Vestal Virgin, and just like ordinary citizens in Rome. So it'll be really interesting, and I also really like the cover. So yeah, I'm really interested to read that at some point. Because I do like my non-fiction. So that's all of my charity shop hauls. Oh, apart from 2, which I will, yeah, that's those, which I will show you now. These are also non-fictions, actually. And this first one is £2, and it's by a woman called Willow Winsham, and this is England's Witchcraft Trials. Now, I'm not sure, this isn't going to be biblical based, it'll just be historical based, so I'm expecting it to be very much the whole sexism thing. And whilst I do agree that will have taken place, I do believe witchcraft was and is a real thing and a bad thing, so I am interested to see, read into this one anyway. I don't know if it'll be good, but I would like to try it, so yeah. And it was only £2. There's a few pictures in it, but they're all in like sort of in the middle of the book-ish, so that's cool. But yeah, I am interested, except I am expecting this to be very feministy, which I don't 100% agree with when it comes to witchcraft specifically. I do believe it happened, like people were just making it all up and just blaming people they didn't like or were scared of because they were a bit different, and mostly women. I do believe that did happen in those days, but it's definitely not the only thing that was happening. And I think a part of that sort of viewpoint is what they use to kind of distract people from the very real thing of witchcraft being real, which is kind of ironic when you see, like, in the New Age section of, like, places like Waterstones, where they go on about New Age stuff like crystals and Wicca, which are all witchcraft based. So the irony with that is not lost on me. But yeah, I'm interested to see this person's viewpoint and just the historical context, really, because I don't know too much about it, if I'm honest. And then the last one is Amazon's The Real Warrior Women of the Ancient World by John Mann. I think this is kind of based on is it myths or legends of the Amazonian women, you know, like Wonder Woman, that sort of Amazonian sort of stuff. I mean, I don't think Wonder Woman is real, but you know what I mean, the Amazonians. So this sounds interesting. I don't know if it'll be any good, but there are pictures in it, so I always love that. There's only 2 sections of pictures, but ooh, some of them are in colour. Ooh, I do love a good colour picture. So yeah, it sounded interesting, because, yeah, I mean, it just does. So yeah, hopefully this gives more historical, hopefully more factual, information on the Amazons and where this whole thing came from, basically. Yeah, very interesting. So that's all of those. I don't have any other non-fiction except colouring books, but they're not really non-fiction. Oh no, I do, I have one. Where should I start? I might give you a break from the reading books and show you my colouring books. I'm so excited, guys. Okay, so I blame Katie for paperbacks and ponytails for this, because I already love colouring books. Most of you won't know, but I used to have a big collection of colouring books, mostly adult colouring books. Well, not mostly, they were all adult colouring books. But I never used them because I find your traditional adult colouring books are beautiful, but because they're so intricate, I get overwhelmed and I'm stressed out because it takes me about 100 years to finish just one picture. And I'm very much that person who doesn't always do colouring. I love it, but I'm doing other things, basically. But Katie, now I already knew about some of these styles of colouring books through, I don't know where, it'll have been online. And so then I saw Katie's collection of colouring books, and it started that itch again. That, ooh, I would love to have a few colouring books. And you guys know, you've seen a few of them, because I did haul a few months ago. And I've done some. Not loads, but I've done some. But then I went into my local Tesco. Yeah, my local Tesco, my big supermarket. And initially, they didn't have much when it comes to colouring books. But then, I think because they found out just how popular this style of colouring book is, when I went in more recent weeks, they had quite a few. And so I tried not to. I was like, no, Molly, no. Did I listen to that? No. No, I did not. So I bought like 4 of them, I think. One of them I might bought on a different occasion. But the others I did all buy together. So on the first occasion, I picked up Sweet Escapes, Cozy Colo, and this is by Hachette. Little Heroes, it says down there. It's really cute. I have started it, I'll show you. My favourite one, I have to say, is probably that one, although it went a bit long. Look at that. I have done a couple. And then this one I really like. Look, ice cream. Who doesn't love ice cream? We all scream for ice cream. There's only 2 more, so I'm going to show you those, because the others I haven't coloured in yet. Then I did that one. It took me ages to figure out what these were. I was like, they look like teeth. And then I was like, it took me ages. I'm telling you, I was colouring most of the rest of the background before getting to the flowers. It took me until then to realise that they were tulips. Yeah, tulips. As soon as my brain thought that, I was like, oh, of course they're tulips. Look at those. Of course they are. Me thinking they were teeth. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me, guys. I'm a bit weird. Either that or I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe I should have gone to the opticians. No, it's not like that. But this is the last one I painted. Well, not painted, I coloured. And there's that one with them at the beach. So yeah, I've been doing that. Obviously, they're called Arteza, Arteza. I didn't buy them, my mum got them. And they're like sort of alcohol based. So they do, obviously there was a lot of shadowing. But what I do is I just put like your typical printer paper underneath. And that has helped. But yeah, so this is the only one of my new collection I've actually started. And it's really cute, I like it. I'll show you some of the others. There you go, you got those. Got that one. Yeah, so you got like a lot of different cute pictures and stuff like that. Very, very cute. Very, very cute. And so, yeah, I just had to get that one. 2 of them you guys will know because they are very popular. They're by a very popular artist, I think is who she is. One of them will be probably the most popular one that you guys will have at least heard of, and that is the Girl Moments one. Cute and Comfy Colouring Book by Coco Wyo. And I just had to get this one because these are just so cute. I just love these so much. I mean, look at all those. Jesus, like that. I love it. Look at that. Me. So, change it to a cat. Oh, I love it. And it's these sorts of styles that I really like, where they're not childish, but they're easier because they're more simple, and that just makes me feel a lot better about it because I feel less overwhelmed. So I love that. I love that these have become a thing. It makes me very happy. And then the next one is by Coco Wyo again, and that is Cozy Corner, and these are cute. And oh, it's the same thing, cute and comfy colouring book. So these are really cute. These remind me of a game that I actually play on my phone. And they're like little scenes, and they're just so cute. I love them all. Look at that. I mean, you can't not love them. Look how cute they are. Even if you're not fussed about colouring them, they're just cute. And then the last one I had to get because it's, I mean, I'm going to say this for all of them, okay? It's just so cute. And this one I really like as well because it has that flap again where you can put the flap underneath the picture to help bleed through. And this one is quite a bit bigger actually, but this one is Cozy Colouring Magical Mischief, and look how cute that is. Look how cute it is. And then you've got all of these cute pictures and they're all fantasy and adorable. I mean, look at that, oh, look at that. Magic books. Oh, yes. It's a yes from me, guys. Which no one's surprised about. I bought it, but still. It's still a yes from me. So yeah, those are my colouring books, my new ones. I've been good though. I have been doing colouring in other ones as well. But yeah. I don't know what to do with me, but there we go. Let's see. Let's go with the next. So let's get back into my books. So the next one is I got a little while ago. So you won't have seen it yet because I haven't edited the vlog. But right at the end of February, I went to a place called New Brighton with my younger brother. He had a gig there, so I went with him just as extra support. Not my thing, what the reason we were going for, but it was a nice little weekend with him. And it's right near the sea. And basically, I was really sad because I didn't get to go to it. So it means I want to go there again at some point. Because there is an independent second-hand bookshop right in front of the train station where we get off to get to the hotel. Sadly, I didn't get to go to it, but well, not to make me feel better, but kind of. Me and my brother went into WH Smith at one of the train stations to pick up like snacks and sandwiches on the way home. And I may have picked up a few books from WH Smith. Now, my defence is that my brother picked one up for himself. And there's another one where you get buy one, get one, is it half price, I think? And so obviously I used that as an excuse to get 3 books instead of just the 1 book to go with my brother's. So one of these books is technically half price to go with his book, and then the other 2 are also that buy one get one half price. I couldn't help myself, okay, I just couldn't. I'm terrible. But if any of you are interested, the book my brother got is the non-fiction by Jeanette McCurdy from iCarly. I'm Glad My Mom Died, I think is what it's called. It sounded interesting. My brother said he wanted to read it because he's not a big reader, guys. He's not really a big reader, not anymore. So I was like, yeah, no, let's get it, and I'll use it as an excuse to get myself a book, which is what I did, except I doubled it. Terrible. I don't know which one was the half price one, so I'm just gonna go in order of my pile of books, basically. So the first book that I picked up at WH Smith is one I've been thinking about for a while, as I am interested in this, and that is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I know this is a very popular, I assume dark academia book. I don't know about content or anything like that, but it does sound interesting. I know it's a very popular, I would probably say it. I think it probably would be considered a modern classic. I don't know. Yeah, because it was published in 1992. This was actually her first book. I didn't know that. Oh, interesting. But yeah, I know it's very popular. So I kind of want to read it. Also because it just sounds good, not just because it's popular. I don't usually go for that FOMO sort of thing. But yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to try it because I do like my dark academia when it's appropriate. Because there was a different dark academia, which is probably one I mentioned ages ago, that I was like, oh, I would love to get that, but it's, what was the book called? I think it was Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. again, another very popular secular dark academia book / series. But then I read that they, bring a corpse back to life, that whole thing, and I was like, nope, don't agree with that. Thank you. So that was sad, but there we go. I'm not going to read that stuff. Not on purpose. Right, so these next ones are a duology, I think. I don't think it's a whole series. But they looked interesting. They are historical, so no wonder I'm interested. The Silence of the Girls is the first one, and this is by Pat Barker. This is based on the Greek story of the fall of Troy. So this one is like the start of it, because on the blurb it says, when the Greek queen Helen is kidnapped by the Trojans, the Greeks sail in pursuit, besieging the city of Troy. So this is very much, I would assume, either a accurate retelling of the original story or like a complete retelling where it's not completely connected to the original. I don't actually know, but the covers also are intriguing. I was also interested as an option in the retellings again of Greek mythology and stuff like that Stephen Fry did, like Mythos and Heroes, I think. But the only thing is, I am not very familiar with Greek myths, and personally I would like to read the originals first and then read the retellings. I kind of already know about the fall of Troy, so that one I'm not really counting. Also, as you guys might know, I did listen to the Iliad and the Odyssey, so I assume that's what these are based on, but it looks like maybe the second one is based on the women, I think. So this one is the sequel, and that is The Women of Troy, again, Pat Barker. I really like this cover. I was only going to get one, but then I realised it's the sequel, so I was like, well, I guess I'll get the next one. Didn't need to pull my leg there, to be fair. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it says down here it's a retelling of the classical myth, the fall of Troy. So yeah, and this is basically after Troy has fallen. Yeah, it looks like it's following like the main women of Troy, maybe in particular a woman called Briseis. I don't know how you say her name. Briseis. Who is carrying the child of Achilles. So yeah, they sound interesting. So as usual with all books, I don't know when I'll get to them. But there we go. And then the next one I got on its own because I just couldn't not anymore. I've been wanting to get this for ages. And as it's a continuation of a series that I absolutely love. This is the only Christian fiction I actually have. In my recent haul, which is sad, but like I said, most of these books I have got from my local, Francine Rivers. So Christian fiction isn't really a thing here in the UK, other than maybe The Shack by William Paul Young. But I think most people wouldn't even think Christian fiction is a thing, even Christians in the UK. Apart from maybe ones who are aware of Christian BookTube, they would probably then, because obviously Lou from Christian Faith and Fiction, she's, British. But yeah. Anyway. The book I got is the third book in the Freddie and Grace mystery series. Yay! By Pepper Basham, The Juliet Code. I've been wanting to read this for ages. I don't know when I'll get to this, but depending on how long it takes for me to finish this book, and then get to the fourth one, which is the Highland one, the one set in Scotland, I might be buddy reading that one with Teresa from Creatively Faithful, but it depends, because I told her I don't know how long it's going to take me to be able to get to book 3. So, don't wait for me if you want to read book 4. But yeah, I bought it now, so now I just need to read it. Yeah, I feel like it might have been on offer, but I don't think it was. I think I was just sick of going, I want to buy that, and then not buying it. So I was like, let's just get on with it. So, I have my last 3 books, and I think I need a coffee before I talk about those. I bought because there was an offer on, okay? So Amazon, Amazon was doing this like spring deals type of thing where a load of stuff was had money off, books included. And I needed to get myself more of my coffee syrup. So I was like, well, let's have a look. Never a good idea. Don't do it. But not only was there an offer, the syrup and these 3 books were all part. I could use them all as a deal. You guys who use Amazon will probably know these deals where it's like, save 5% when you buy these 4, 4 items that have the same deal sort of thing. And usually, to be fair, I don't do that because most of the things, the extra things I don't want or need or whatever. But this time I did. So, I'm going to save my most favourite for last because I've been wanting to buy this book for ages. So, I'm going to start with my fictions. So, the first one is another one I'm not 100% sure on. Because she's a very popular author, and yeah, I don't know. Now, yeah, I don't know, but hopefully it'll be okay for content, mainly in particular sexual content. I'm hoping this is a bit different to the other series that she's written, but we'll have to see. I did get money off anyway, like they were all on offer on their own anyway, so they were cheaper than normal, even without that 5% off or whatever. But yeah, this book is actually shorter than I thought it was. Evidently this series is variable in terms of how big the books are. But I got the first book in the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. Yes, I know what you're all saying. The spice, okay, I know. But I think that's ACOTAR, and I think I could be wrong because, like I said, I've not read this book or this series. But I feel like the Throne of Glass might be less on that sort of stuff. I hope. I really hope. Because the series sounds really good as well. So obviously, like I said with any of these books, if there's content that I don't like, I will be DNFing, or at least that's what I'm planning to do. So yeah, that one's a bit shaky, but it was really cheap, so whoops. But yeah, next one is a book I've been wanting to read as well. This one should be fine because a few of my fellow booktubers on here have mentioned this book and this author, and I know it's kind of had mixed reviews. I think I do want to try it because it does sound really good, and also it was really cheap, so I got it anyway. And that is My Husband's Wife by Alice Feeney. And look at the sprayed edges, look at those, isn't that so pretty? So I had to get this, and I also quite like the cover too. It's very interesting. So I've been wanting to read this for a while since I've heard of it. It sounds really interesting because it's kind of like a sing the identity, stolen identity stuff. But it's kind of weird because how did that even happen? Because I mean, apparently this other person looks just like this wife, but that's a bit weird. I'm not sure how that worked. But yeah, it sounds really interesting, so I would like to give it a try. I've never read Alice Feeney. I know she's a reasonably popular author in the thriller genre, so yeah, I'd like to try that. Then the last one is my most excited one because I've been wanting to read this for ages, since it was announced, basically. I didn't pre-order it, but I probably should have done really, but I bought it, so there we go. This is by a lovely YouTuber here on YouTube, who I follow, she does, some of you who might watch my videos might already know her, because she does Bible study stuff to do with, Bible journaling, all that sort of stuff. And I'm sure my saying that will probably make you think, I think I know who this might be. So, and you might be right, but this book is by Faith Womack, and that is No More Boring Bible Study. I don't necessarily find study boring as a whole with the Bible. Some books are more boring, but yeah, I kind of wanted to support her anyway, and it just sounds really good. And I'm hoping that I'll probably still learn some new things or be reminded of things that I've forgotten, which is very likely. So I'm so excited about this one. Because I absolutely love Faith. I love her content. I really recommend her if you're interested in watching that sort of content where it's like Bible study stuff. So yeah. Hey guys, so there was another book I forgot I bought. It was a pre-order, which is why I forgot. It's just arrived, so I thought I'd add it on. So I got Uncomplicated by Hosanna Wong. Permission to enjoy God in your unique way. I look a mess, which is why I'm not showing myself. But yes, I just got this because it sounded really good. I saw her talk to Faith on Faith's podcast on YouTube, from her How to Faith Alive, or I think it's Bible Nerd Ministries now. But it sounded really good. It has a few different things she talks about, as well as different people who have a relationship with God. Talk about how they do it in different ways. Ooh, there's different things in it too. Yeah, so it looks good. So that's a non-fiction, and yeah, that's my last book for my book haul. See ya. So yeah, that is basically my whole book haul. I hope you enjoyed. Have you read any of these books? Let me know what you think of those you have read. Are there any books you haven't read but want to? Let me know. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I enjoyed doing this book haul. I've been meaning to do it for ages. I just keep buying more books, which doesn't help. But yeah, I don't really have much else to say really with that one. I hope you enjoyed. Obviously, I should have said this earlier, but if you don't like this sort of thing, don't watch. But it's a bit late saying that now. At the end, I should have said it at the beginning, but yeah. Obviously, I'm not promoting spending all your money, basically. But yeah, I mean, obviously these books have all been over the past few months or more, so it's not all at once. But yes, thank you for watching. Have you bought any new books or anything, or even just anything else that you're really excited about that isn't a book? Let me know. And yes, I will see you next time. Love you and God bless.